back to Sandra's question, how could we not get emotional about what people expecting or throwing at us, and the skills of not taking personally. Okay, so these are kind of related. If there is an emotion that always comes up, it has something within you. You be quite mindful to release it. So some people are always worried, so the emotion of fear keep coming up. When you look at back to childhood, you'll find out there was some stuff that had been taught to the child. Fear of darkness, fear of this, fear of that, fear of police. A very interesting story. Long time ago, this young lady came in for phobia and fear of police. She came in for hair loss, but then she talked about that in the first session. And she said to the point that if she sees a police car coming from the other side or to the distance, she locks up. The whole body locks up, and sometimes she even loses to control her urine. It's that bad. And then when we dig out to the roots of it, it was when she was very young, and her mother, not knowing, poor lady, to control her, to protect her, she would scare her of the police, like, oh, if you go outside, the police gonna catch you. I don't want you to go and play in the street with other kids. In order to protect her, she was teaching her fear and imprinting fear in her body in a way that was very deeply imprinted. So it took us a few sessions, different methods, and we did energy therapy, this, and it reduced quite a bit. And one day she came to me and she said, oh, at the intersection, back then it was Young and Weldrick, I had my office. At the intersection, it was a police station, a police car right next to me, and I didn't even realize it till I came to the parking and parked. And when I was getting out of the car, I realized, oh my God, there was a police car beside me. And she didn't even remember to trigger the fear. So it took some time. When you realize you're always getting angry, for example, or every single thing brings you heartache, for example, then you say, okay, there's something wrong here. I want to dig into the roots of it and releasing it. The releasing emotion, there's quite a few different techniques and wisdom that can go by releasing the emotions. One of them is very short. I'm gonna share it with you guys right now. It's from the Sedona method. Okay, and let's take the anger, if you're okay. Let's take the anger for being released. And I don't have a thing to print for you, but imagine there's 3 circles inside each other. The outside layer is anger. Next one is sadness. And next one is fear. So sadness covers fear. Anger covers sadness. The outer layers of emotion is anger. All right? Take a slow deep breath in, and after this we're going to do the meditation, and I'll let you stay within the meditation. Before that, the vision board class is going to be the last weekend of February. I decided to keep in the weekend because Thursday night is going to be meditation night. So weekend, either Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, 2 hours, 2.5 hours each one. I will send the information in the group. Allow a feeling of anger to come to you. This is just a practice, simple practice. Just think about a situation that made you angry. Allow the fear of anger. Welcome the feeling of anger. and any story that brings with it. You can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed, whichever you like. Allow the feeling of anger to come to you. Welcome it. With any stories, with anything that it brings with it, including your personal stories and dilemma. And any wanting to resist it, any wanting to control it or be controlled by it, any wanting to change it, or switch it aside. Simply allow all of these to come to you. Now, as best as you can, let it go. Release it. And answer to me, yes or no. Could you let go of the anger? You can say yes or no.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Would you let go of anger? When?
Yes.
When? Now. The answer is now. No. Okay. So could you let go of the anger? You can say yes or no. Would you let go of the anger? Most likely the answer is yes. When? Now. Notice if there's any shift in you emotionally. Notice if you feel a little lighter from 1 to 10.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Take a slow deep breath in. This is just a simple practice of releasing the emotion that constantly comes to you. If during the day you notice that there's an emotion that comes to you a lot, it's telling you that you need to look into it. That basically emotions are messaging center. That something needs to be done. Now, anger is the absence of forgiveness, but anger has physical root too. I've had people who were constantly angry, their face was red, and then when they had liver cleanse, they did, because in Chinese medicine we know anger sits in the liver. So when we did the liver cleanse constantly and did the gallbladder balancing, their level of anger came down drastically to the point that everybody could notice, basically. So there is the correlation of the emotion with the internal organs as well. For example, if you're in pain, logically you're going to be naturally going to be frustrated, right? So that frustration leads to anger. If you're in a constant fear of future, worrying about future, it affects the kidneys. It drains the kidney chi. So we work on the body at the same time as working on the releasing the emotion. The other one you might have heard is the tapping, EFT, which works quite good as well, releasing the emotions, which we'll explore in the next session. If there is any question, please feel free to ask now, and then we're going to do the heart-link meditation. Any questions?
Can I ask something?
Sure. Shala was first. Go ahead, Shala.
Hi.
Hi.
In general, why we need to accept the unacceptable?
Good question. Who can answer that? Celia, you want to answer that?
Who?
The question was why should we accept the unacceptable? What's the reason?
Because when we are categorizing something as unacceptable, is because we are viewing it through our own filters.
Right. No, she's asking why should we do that?
And then if you are viewing life always from that point of view, you are not being very objective.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And that can be difficult because you can attach yourself to that situation, and then instead of being free, you become a slave of that